Good evening, everybody. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the Book Business Bosses, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth. And happy International Women's Day! Yay! Well, I'm on with two of the panelists so far. There'll be more joining. I hope you have your pen and paper and your questions. If not, be sure and get their information. If you're watching on the replay, awesome, awesome. Be sure and take advantage of everything that is going to be offered this evening. And so I have Miss Charvette Mitchell and Miss Brianna Hogue with me already, and there will be clearly more to come. So I'm going to send Brianna to the green room, and it's Charvette and Charvette Mitchell and myself. So be sure and follow her on social media. I know the people who are usually watching are all trying to figure out who they are, where they are, and let's follow them and all that good stuff. Who was the lady with the red shirt on and the red lipstick? I get that kind of stuff all the time. So Charvette, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, social media, and website.
Wow. Thank you so much for having me for this, amazing event. And so I'm Charvette Mitchell, and I'm an online strategist that works with female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to enable them to build their online platform so that they generate more revenue with an amazing online brand. And I do that really focused on marketing, visibility, and branding.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Where can people find you on social media?
It's Charvette. So if you jump over to charvettemitchell.com, that'll get you everywhere you need to go. But Facebook, it's Charvette. Twitter, it's Charvette. YouTube, Charvette. Instagram is Charvette M. And those are places we can connect.
Well, in her in the caption under her beautiful picture and her beautiful self is her website. So be sure and go there and hang out with Charvette. So I've got to ask you. Oh my goodness, we're in the digital, online, and virtual space for really. We've been here for a minute. We've been here for a while.
Yeah.
We've been doing that. But what have you seen over the last year? Like just the influx of it. Oh my gosh. So our entrepreneurs, and especially the ladies, because I know that's where you hang out, and that's where you serve. That's the people you serve. Yeah. And please go to Facebook and join her Facebook group. And I know she's going to tell us about that, but really tell us a little bit about where we are, what with the online digital space. It's just incredible.
You know what? It's an interesting time because, like you said, those of us that have kind of been in these internet streets and building businesses and brands, it wasn't new to us. But then when COVID hit and the onslaught of all of the Zooms and people who had not had to be online, now forced really to be online, have a new appreciation, I would say, for those of us who have been in this space. And so what's really standing out now is video. And you'll see in all of the social media platforms are telling us that they are all adding video elements to, or have added video elements. So we look at Facebook, you've got, of course, your live streaming, but then you have the stories. You go to Instagram, you've got the stories, you got the reels, you got IGTV. LinkedIn has gotten into the live streaming space and a story type feature. Twitter, the same way. And so the writing definitely is on the wall around video. So that's where we are seeing the most traction.
Okay, so I'm going to be totally transparent here. I'm the one who's got. If you turn this camera around, and I've got notes and things of that nature for working with clients, etc. But I've got jewelry, I've got lip glosses, I've got different earrings and everything because I understand about change up because I had something totally different on earlier today with the noon broadcast of International Women's Day that I had earlier. And it has just been a part of my life. And that's one of the first things I did and kicked it in gear. I had been doing it for a while, but I said, oh my goodness, I've got to make people as comfortable as possible. What is one tip that you would give somebody? Now, Charvette is in business with real money. So if you want to go deeper, she'll make sure that you have that availability. If you're interested in more information, be a part of her group. But just one nugget about video from your aspect.
So one nugget that I would give, because a lot of people say they don't like how they look or they're self-conscious of how they look. So have wherever your video is, either if it's a webcam or it's a video webcam built into your computer, elevate your computer or elevate the webcam, and you will look slimmer. Because most people are like, I don't like how I look on video, because they're looking down into, and then you get all the chins and all that. So one trick that just slenderizes, elevates you, is to have the camera or elevate the computer or elevate your webcam. That's a pro tip there.
Wonderful, wonderful. And don't get too close, because I've seen quite a few nose hairs, praise the Lord. But anyway, one more thing that I know that you're an expert, and that's the website. Because I know that people have been avoiding it. Why do I have to have a website? Why do I need my own website? If somebody asks you that, what would you say?
A couple things. Number one, the consumer expects you to have it. And there will be a question mark in their mind if you don't have it, because the availability of websites is so low. It used to be a time where, you had to spend $5,000, $10,000. You had to spend a lot of money to get a website. There are websites that are complimentary, that are free. Just a little bit of your ingenuity to put something up. So the consumer is information hungry. And they're used to going to Google, they're used to searching and finding exactly what they need. And if they can't find you, there's a question mark of your validity. And in particular, if you're in business, the question mark is, well, you want me to pay you, but you haven't invested in yourself. So number one, the consumer has an expectation. That's really
good. Yeah, that's number one. And number two for me is, you really need your own internet real estate. You need your own spot where you can do video. Now, of course, appropriate, and definitely that goes along with your brand. And so tonight we're talking about building brands, being a boss. And the ladies that I have on this evening, you're going to meet them one by one. Some of them that you know, and some of them that you do not know. But I see them in the internet streets. I know them personally. I know they're putting it down, you're holding it down, and they're on their grind every single solitary day. I see them moving. And so, when we're in social media space, we love social media. I love social media, always been out there and always will be out there. That's one thing, the Lord hadn't called me to fast from social media yet. I know other people do, and there's but that's one of my mode of transportation and for business. But on social media, although we love it, they can change the game and change the algorithm anytime they get ready. Yeah. So having your own space and having your own place and having your own piece of, as they say, the Jefferson said, your piece of the pie, your piece of the internet streets and pie is really key. So it looks like to me that you have a wonderful thing that you want to give for everybody here tonight. Oh, there's going to be a whole lot giving going on tonight. So I'm going to show the link if you don't mind. So tell us a little bit about the website planner.biz.
So it's a complimentary website planner. And with this particular planner, what it does is it helps to set you up from a content standpoint of what to actually include on your website. And this is whether you are creating your website or you have hired a professional designer to do this, because the website is one of the foundations of your brand. And we're talking about branding tonight. That's the theme. And so this is really foundational. And this is actually how I started my business, was with web design services, and have since transitioned more to the consulting side. But it'll give you the tips and things of what to include as far as your content is concerned. And so it's free, websiteplanner.biz. Jump over there and get a complimentary copy.
Awesome. Because I think a lot of people don't know where to start, and oh my goodness, what should I have? And what should I say? And what should be there? And they get overwhelmed, and then they do nothing. Right. So, but And one last thing, and I'm going to let you go because I know you're extremely busy, and even in the internet streets, we could be in multiple places at multiple nights, multiple times. It's a beautiful thing. I did
Yeah.
Saturday. I did 3 events in one day. I mean, literally went from one sitting right here in this seat. The only thing I changed, I think, was my jewelry. I might have changed my dress one time, but anyway, I digress. So I know personally that um branding and the flow of branding for Charvette Mitchell is so consistent and seamless. It really, it can be almost intimidating because I know when I see that fuchsia and navy come rolling through, I know who it is. And I'm almost like, I don't think anybody else needs to use those two colors because that's Charvette Mitchell's brand. That's her colors. But behind the brand, behind the colors, behind the logo, what do you think is the most important thing as far as branding is concerned, besides the colors? Because some people have that beautiful and all that set up, but I don't want to work with them.
Yeah. So because that's the visual part of branding. Those are the visuals. So the most important thing is clarity. Clarity. Who are you here to serve, and what is it that you're serving? That's the trust of it. And you'd be surprised the amount of people who have titles as entrepreneurs, but then when you talk to them, they're really not sure what they are offering or who it is.
Yeah, it's like throwing spaghetti up against the wall. We figure out what works and what doesn't work, and I'm all about extending my brand because I will do that on a dime, and things that make sense concerning reading and literacy and all of that, and start a foundation, the whole 9 yards. But it's got to make sense. It's got to be clear to me first.
Bingo.
Am I confused? Am I clear about what I'm offering? And does that make sense? And why would I do that? And why would you need that? And because one, my clients have asked for it. And two, I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
You can evolve, right? You have evolved, I'm sure.
Yes, yes,
It's not that where you start is where you will end, but as you evolve, be clear at every step.
Right. And why, and the what for, not just the links, but why are you going there and what are you going to get there? So
Yeah.
the website planner.biz, that is what you're going to get to help you organize. It's still early in the year, first quarter. You can still make those pivots and make those turns, clear up that website and get it looking good as it should, and make it happen for the rest of the year, because I think we're going to be in this digital, online, and virtual space for a minute.
Yeah, it's not going
Yeah, I think, and I love in-person events. Charvette knows I came to her event and spoke at her event and met some incredible women there. But I'm like, ooh, I think it's until it's safe to, as Southwest Airlines says, to move about the country, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy all my friends. So thank you so much, Charvette, for being with me this evening. Website planner.biz. Please download your copy now. Share, like, make sure that other people know. Now we're going to get all the freebies and say thank you and all that good stuff, and keep up with Charvette Mitchell and everything she does in the digital, online, and virtual space. Thank you so much, love. You have a good evening.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we're leaving Virginia and then we're headed. Come on, let's go back to the Indiana area, to Hoosiers. Hold on. Let me get you out. Let me get you out. There we go. And so next up is my good friend, Miss Brianna Hogue. I want her to introduce herself. She wears so many hats. Oh my goodness. So Brianna, go ahead and introduce yourself, love.
I wear hats like you. I told you you're my mentor. Hi, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. My name is Brianna Hogue, or Bling by Brie. I am currently an assistant professor at University of Indianapolis. I teach pre-service teachers, and I am a former 5th grade educator. I'm a children's book author. I've published 2 children's books so far based on fictional character named Sean Trinell, based on some of my experiences in my elementary teaching experience, and also with community programs such as the National Freedom Schools program. and they're just about social skills. And then I'm also an entrepreneur. I think I call myself an accidental entrepreneur on purpose. And that's my name for my book that I want to do eventually someday, Julia. So
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready when you are. You know,
yes,
the book thing, I'm ready when you are.
So I am an paparazzi. I'm an elite paparazzi independent consultant. I'm in the top 0.1% of this wonderful direct sales company that I found out about in June 2017. And it has blessed my life in so many ways that I initially just started to get a couple $100 more while pursuing my doctorate. I didn't mention that I am working on my dissertation right now, finishing that up. So my research is in pre-service teacher urban education. And so I needed a little extra income. And then what I thought was going to be a side hustle has turned into more of a passion, more of like purpose, and more of me extending my educational career in another realm. So I'm just really excited about all the things that are happening. And that's just a brief introduction. Julia, thank you for having me. You
You're
have been a
welcome. Okay.
blessing since I met
I
you.
love you. Yes. You know, as I say, I got my paparazzi jewelry on tonight. I said, oh, I like that. I can't go on her page too often because I'll just get in big trouble. But the first thing that I really, because there's so many aspects, and I've interviewed Brianna before because of her writings and everything, but I really want to encourage women on this International Women's Day and concerning direct sales and being in direct sales, how that looks and how that feels. Because you know, being a teacher, I'm a retired teacher, so I understand the pay scale, and it's limited. I mean, it's once you get there, you got to wait till the next year, and you move up the level, you know, a little bit, you know, and it's set, you know, it's preset. So, you know, talk about the old folks used to talk about a fixed income.
Right.
It's on a fixed income.
Exactly.
It is clearly fixed. There's no opportunity. There's some extra service things, but not much.
Right.
And most of the time you have to do what is included. So I really want you, you know, and how many people do you have on your team?
You just said a mouthful, Julia. Like, I think that people have a negative connotation about direct sales, and we need to have more understanding about it in multi-level marketing. I didn't even know really what it was that I was joining. And it's just amazing because of if you're in a career like that, if you have children or if you're busy, it's really something that you can be flexible with, and you can do it around your schedule. If you have children, you can really achieve a lot and not feel overwhelmed. So it's really a great thing for that. And you can do as little or as much. We have my sponsor. She just became a millionaire in November, and she's been in for 6 years. She celebrated her 6-year pop anniversary. And then we have some people that are just doing sales. They're not trying to build a team like when I came in. So I started and I just wanted to do sales. I didn't know about the team building or anything. And we sell a product that is just everybody wants it. $5. It's $5. It's affordable. It's nickel and lead free. And what I found was everybody was just asking me questions about it. My team just started growing and growing and growing. And now I have a team of 511 beautiful ladies and a few gents that I lead. And so I would say, you know, with faith and, you know, I know you're spiritual, just don't underestimate where you can go with direct sales and multi-level marketing. Because I came in like, oh, I see them doing that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just trying to do, you know, get a little piece of the pie.
Right.
And
To
now
do a little extra.
It's blown up.
Thank you so much, Beth Baker. So, you know, 511 people. Oh my gosh, that's like a, you know, my grandfather's little town was just had, you know, 800 people. So that's like a city. You're moving a city. So, you know, how does that work? Because you already have a career. It's not like, you know, you're working a job that's not,
demanding.
rewarding. It's frustrating at
Yeah.
times, but yeah, it's rewarding. And it comes with a pension, it comes with retirement, it comes
Right.
with, the whole 9 yards. You're already set.
Hmm.
But this, you just, and I read an article about a teacher, and I mentioned it earlier today, who turned her side teaching into $10,000 a month.
And
And
we
I'm
have
like,
people
okay,
making. We already have people since January in 1 month that hit 6-figure earners. They're already 6-figure earners in 1 month.
yeah, yeah,
So it's a lot. I mean, how I do it is just my friends laugh. I feel like I'm not disciplined, but I am. It's just really like habits and routines and consistency. So I have like a daily, method of operation, what I do when I wake up, and I know what I'm gonna do for my business. I know what I have to do for my teaching and for lesson planning. Like I know my midterm grades are due tomorrow. I know I have to, finish some revisions for my writing. So I have all these different things. So just making sure that I follow systems and routines. And the biggest thing for my team, the way it grows, I'm really big on trying to
yeah.
get them to be bosses and
Is that one
training
on your
them.
team?
Yes,
Is that one you're on team?
she's
Oh,
on my
okay.
team. So I really take all of my knowledge and my skills and give it to my team because I want to empower them. It's not just about me being successful. I'm not going to win unless they win. And
Come
so
on
I
through.
do a lot of trainings and we just finished the 8-week boot camp. Five people just finished, and I taught them how to be consistent and how, to market themselves and how to be creative and think outside the box. It was kind of hard, but it was very successful. So really just empowering them, it helps me because I'm teaching them the skills of the business, and they can teach their teams as they grow.
So it's just an extension of what you already do. We were talking about that earlier. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's a different product,
It
but
is.
you're still teaching. You're
Yes.
still, I guess that's the reason why they say teachers never die. they
Right.
just they just pass on their knowledge to their students and coworkers, etc. So
Exactly.
I mean, that is a phenomenal opportunity. And that's one of the main reasons. I mean, there's so many things that you do, but that's one of the main reasons why I wanted you to be on, because there may be a woman listening. There may be somebody, even a gentleman listening, but it's International Women's Day. So we're going to focus on the ladies.
Yeah.
There may be a lady listening. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Please put your comments, share, everyone. But there may be a lady out there who says, I've got to get some extra change. I just cannot wait for Congress and the stimulus money. I cannot wait for the next, unemployment. Yeah, the stimulus check. There are people who are literally waiting on that to really boost their income and boost their budget. But anything can happen. And
Right.
I pray it doesn't. I pray everybody gets the $1,400 or whatever you're supposed to get. But in the meantime, what happens after that 14 is gone? What happens next? So we're talking about legacy. We're talking about longevity.
Right.
We're talking about, being able to move your life to the next level.
Right.
Yeah, debt free. Yeah, to be able to pay for it. Because it's not like, you're having one thing that's funding something else. I did the exact same thing when I taught. My teaching funded to build my business. Now I'm here 13 years later, after retirement, after getting the retirement and saying, okay, here's my pension. Now let's focus on the business. Let's focus on it. It's, the school built the business. So now let's the business be able to be on another level to work it. So one tip would you give someone who is really striving to build a team? What is one tip?
To build a team, I would say that you have to be selfless. It is about, you need to be able to be selfless and pour into your team. It's very much like servant leadership, which the organization I work for with Freedom Schools, they modeled after that. And so we had I was a Ella Baker trainer, but we coached and trained the servant leader interns that worked with the children at all the sites. And so I use those same practices as a leader with paparazzi, as an elite leader with paparazzi. And I have patience, and I, make sure I'm coaching and I'm teaching and really praising my team every step of the way and celebrating every victory, no matter how small or how big it is. Everything's important. And just really just showing and telling, teaching them how I have success with the business and showing them, okay, you can do this too. These are strategies you can use. These are tools, and I give resources. So it's really like the success in order for you to build a team is you have to be a selfless person. You can't be selfish. You have to be able to be willing to help other people win and not want to have all the spotlight. You want to share the spotlight with your team. So that's been very helpful for me.
Exactly. And 511 people is working for you. So we keep that moving. Those of you who are interested in either buying product or connecting with Brianna, be sure and go to blingbybree.com. I'm quite sure she will help you continue to move. And by the way, the tips that she gave, that goes across industry lines. That goes across not just an MLM or direct sales, teaching, all of the industries. And I have people all the time. My husband fusses at me all the time. You give away so much information. You provide your platform. And you don't charge anybody. And no. I'm like, dude, my thing is to really help somebody else,
right,
to move to the next level. And I not only wanted to just share my story, but I share my story all the time, but being able to share other people's stories who looks different age range, and all of that, so that people can see all different kinds of people that have succeeded on different levels in different areas. And everybody doesn't want to write a book. Everybody should, but everybody doesn't want to necessarily write a book. They should, but everybody doesn't. But even if you don't, people like jewelry. People like to look good.
And I was going to say, Julia, two last things. I was able to pay for my children's book through my paparazzi business. So that's how I funded it. And so that was a blessing because I had wrote that book a long time ago, but I didn't have, the money as an elementary school teacher. I didn't have, the money to do that. And then being in grad school, it's not a lot of money I made before I got the job I have now at the university. But having paparazzi, it funded my 2 children's books. And then the second thing is I want to just shine on Julia. Julia has been a blessing. She came to my book signing, and I'm not one of her authors, but she saw something in me, and she has been like coaching me, supporting me. I've connected, my friends that wanted to write books with her because I don't have time to help them publish their books. And I'm like, Julia's the person. She's, a woman of God, and she knows her stuff like she does. And I just really want to thank you because you've helped my network in the author world, and you've helped me to kind of have that confidence in that realm of my being. And so I just thank you. And like you said, you are going to be blessed, and because you continue to bless others. And I just really appreciate you on this International Women's Day. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much. I love you. I do. And I appreciate all that you do. It's the teacher. It's the person in me who doesn't have any biological children. So if I see somebody younger making it happen, making it do what it do, my father always used to say, go surround yourself with the best. Go find the best, the people that are doing it. They're not perfect, but they're the best at what they do. And I have really strived to do that. And I hope you're enjoying what we're doing this evening and all day celebrating International Women's Day. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I love you, Brianna, and I'll be getting in trouble with you and jury soon. All right, love. Bye, baby.
Bye.
Oh, well, goodness. So we've gone up the been to Virginia. We've gone to Bloomington, which is right up the street from me. Let's go to Chi-Town. Hey, love. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am so glad you're on. You look gorgeous. I've been mad because I've been seeing you going down to Florida, but we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So
actually, I'm in Florida now too. So
you still there? Oh,
I just got back here like a day ago.
Oh my gosh. Oh, see, living my life like it's golden. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And be sure and tell your husband I said hello.
I
And
will.
there's Chi-Town giving you a shout out. Is that one
Hey,
of the
that's my
girls?
cousin. Hey, girl.
So anyway, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us about your business. Tell us about, well, first off, just tell people who you are, where you're from, and then tell them where we can tell people where they can find you on social media.
Absolutely. Well, first, I just want to say thank you for having me on this amazing International Women's Day. It's the energy around women, International Women's Day this year has been everything. Like every woman I've come across, whether in person or online, it's just been a beautiful display of energy and love for each other. So thank you for having this and
Oh yeah,
featuring
thank you.
myself and some of these other amazing women that I got a chance to listen in on. But yeah, let me get right to it. So my name is Kay Carlton or Kanika, but I go by Kay Carlton. My brand is Kay Carlton Inc., where I specialize in event planning and production, travel curation, and wedding coordination. I have been in the industry for about 15 years. I've been doing it almost all my life. And I said, you know what, this needs to be a part of my life. You can find me on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, K Carlton Inc. If you can just do at K Carlton Inc. and you'll find me. You can go to my website, www.kcarltoninc.com, and that actually will lead you back to my social media pages because I'm updating my website. So all roads lead to social media for me right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
kcarltoninc.com. Okay, so the first thing I have to ask, how have you been doing these events in the middle of a pandemic?
Yeah, that has been a definite challenge. And it's crazy because although a lot of events have turned to like virtual and remote type experiences, there's still people having like in-person events. Like, and even if it's something small and intimate, but they're still doing them because
Yeah.
there's something about, people feel like they still need that one-on-one, that connection with their family or their friends or whomever, and they still need to have it. But more and more of my clients have been open to like kind of dialing things down a bit, not not like really huge events with like like complicated and challenging activations, things like that, but more intimate experiences. So that's what it's been. I did a few online events and they were great, but a lot of people are like, you know what, the online thing is cool, but maybe we can just take what we do and make it just in a smaller setting. So that's how I've been, doing with the different events. Even in weddings, people have been kind of, no more other 150 person events. They're going down to like 50 person events, weddings, 50, 30, 25, that type of thing. And it's been really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
The creativity that I've seen in my industry, and even with the clients just really thinking outside the box, how they can still do things, it's been really touching and really beautiful to see because people are really digging deep to still be able to have some sense of normalcy in their events or their weddings, and just to still be able to have that human connection, because that's what having an event is about, right? It's about that shared community experience. So
Exactly.
it's been something to see. It's definitely been challenging. It has not been easy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because you have to do all the CDC guidelines. Now, one thing about
yeah,
Kanika is she travels. So
yeah,
it's, even though I said Chi-Town, yeah, that's where she's based. She goes everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So
I
you
just yeah.
go ahead. I'm
I'm sorry.
sorry.
No. I was just in Fort Lauderdale, like for a wedding, and that was one of my challenging weddings because it was supposed to have been in Jamaica, but because of the new CDC guidelines that literally just came out 3 weeks before the wedding, we had to move it. So I had to move this entire wedding that I was almost done with and move it stateside to a whole new location, a whole new venue with different rules, everything. That really, I said that one really tested my events gangster. It really did. Like
But you handle
Yes.
it because I saw the pictures. They were gorgeous.
Thank you
Everything
so
was
much.
gorgeous, but
Thank
it's,
you.
it is, and I mean, it is a challenge. I mean, it is. And because that's the reason why I'm like, oh my gosh, just the idea of it. But I think the country is opening up a little bit more, and as it
Yeah.
gets head to spring and summer. So if you need an event planner, you need someone to help you with that, to be the boots on the ground, kcarltoninc.com, reach out, connect with her on social media. She's extremely active, as we all better be on social media. So I have to ask you about the major Girl Trek organization that you were working with. I thought that was phenomenal, and just the women and all of that organization. So if you have an organization that, just tell us a little bit about that, because I really want to encourage people who have large, whether it's men or women organizations, and you need somebody to handle that because
Yeah.
the committee fell through and I don't know what to do and I can't be on stage and behind stage at the same time. We all need that.
Yes, absolutely. So first I want to say Girl Trek is my heart. I have been with them unofficially and officially for like over, I want to say maybe 7 years, something like that. So for those who aren't familiar with Girl Trek, they are a national nonprofit that is geared towards getting more Black women and girls practicing self-care through walking and community work and activism. So they promote walking every day, 30 minutes a day, for your physical health, your emotional and your mental health, and also as an example to our communities that when women walk, things change. And I feel like when women do anything, things change because
Come
we
on
are the
through. Come
catalyst.
through.
Yes, come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started with Girl Trek some years ago, just literally as a volunteer. Like I was just out there rallying women to walk every day in my neighborhood. I was posting my own walks, doing my own walks with my girls, that type of thing. That's really how it started. And then in 2016 is when I actually quit my 9 to 5 and I stepped out on faith and started K Carlton Inc. So K Carlton Inc. will be 5 years old this year. I'm super excited about that. Yes, yes, yes,
Yay!
yes.
Yay! 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 I'm so
Um,
excited. I'm so
it
proud.
is.
Oh my
It
gosh.
is. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
it's been a
gosh.
journey. So yeah, so in 2016, I made that leap of faith. I jumped ship, and that's when I started doing more things, with Girl Trek, just, on a volunteer basis. Then in 2018, I literally got a phone call from one of the co-founders both the founders are just amazing Black women to follow. Like when you go on Girl Trek's website, you'll find them and you'll be like, oh my God, these need to be my two best friends, Vanessa and Morgan. I got a phone call from one of the co-founders and they're like, so we need to do a multi-city event tour. Are you up for doing that? I'm like, yeah. But here's the thing about it. I had never done a multi-city event tour ever. Like I've done maybe an event here, an event there in different areas, but never a multi-city event tour. Y'all, let me tell you, this tour was a 15-city tour done in 10 months.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. It
So this is
was.
the level. This is the level event planning I'm talking about. Come on, Kate Carlton. Let's
Yes.
do this thing. Let's
And
do this
mind you,
thing.
this is a nonprofit. So this is not an organization that's out here charging to be a part of their organization. They literally sell T-shirts, they sell hats, they sell shoelaces, things like that. But they not out here, if this is not something you got to pay $500 a year annual. No. This ain't that. They are a nonprofit run by two best friends, two Black women, and they called me and said, we need you to do this event tour. I said, yeah, even though I didn't know if I could do this or not. But they had so much faith in me, though. They believed in me so much. And they were like, we know. And I told them, I was like, okay, I've never done this, but I can do it. And they were like, okay, we believe you can do it. We believe that. I was like, okay. And 10 months later, I did it. We went everywhere from New York to New Orleans to LA, Sacramento, Richmond, Baltimore, Houston, Charlotte, St. Louis. I'm sure I'm leaving a bunch out, but we went
Oh my
everywhere
gosh.
doing this event tour. And the event itself changed my life because we called it the Wellness Revival. And it was pretty much, we were rallying together the women in each city that were already a part of the organization, and then bringing, inviting new women to come learn about it. But in the way we were doing it, it was amazing. Every city, we picked about 3 or 4 women to tell their story of how, practicing self-care has changed their lives, how it saved their lives. And just to hear these stories of these women, Julie, oh my God, like there were some nights I'm sitting in the back, I'm supposed to be focusing on the sound and the lights, but I'm in tears.
I know. I can
I'm
only
like,
imagine.
man,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know, to
I know
hear
it.
my sisters, women who look like me, tell these amazing stories of survival, and just like, I'm sitting there like, oh my God, okay,
Yeah.
cut those lights now. Well, I was a mess most nights. It was something else. It was such a
Yeah.
life-changing event. And even still now, I'm still with them. I'm still a part of their event production team, because now we do an event in the Rocky Mountains every year. Julia, I want you out there with me one year. I'm crossing my
Oh
fingers
Lord.
we'll be able to do it.
Oh,
I don't know
I'm
if
gonna need an oxygen
2021 is
tank.
gonna
I'm gonna
happen.
need my inhaler. I'm gonna need my
Listen, get it all. I'm gonna give you a whole list of what you need to bring. Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry about it. I need you
baby.
there. Yes.
I know it's gonna be great. I know it's gonna
Yes.
be phenomenal.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
gonna be
So
great. I am so proud of you. I just could just scream and holler and run around the room because I and we've got to talk about that taking that leap of faith. I mean, because you
yes.
have a husband, you have 2 gorgeous girls. I mean, you got
Yeah.
bills. You live in Chicago, like
Real
really.
bill. Real
Yeah,
bill.
like real bills. So it's like funding your dream and taking that leap because
Yeah.
I know he's been in it, husbands are just they're guys and we get it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they see it, sometimes they don't. But I tell people if they're not pulling against you, they're pushing for you. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
know it. Well, I want him to do this. No, he may not be gonna do all of that.
Yeah.
He just gonna say, okay, baby, I got you, go. And then
They got their
that's how we
way.
push
They
on
got
it.
their way of doing
Yeah.
it. And
That's it. That's it. That's it.
yeah. And when Mr. Carlton show up, he show up. And like one thing for sure, when I was on that tour, like I literally was in 2 to 3 cities a month. He had my back. He held me down with the girls at home. And then he was there every day, picking me up from the airport, dropping me off, make sure I had what I need, making sure, he held me down so much because that was a very, it was a hectic tour schedule to do like that many
Yeah.
cities per
Yeah.
month.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah, but he held me down for real.
So what's that look like? Leaving your job. What's that look like? What was the
Scary.
plan? Yeah, I know. What was the plan? What was the headspace that had to really go into that?
There was no plan. I just knew one day, listen, I like earlier that year, I just kind of looked over at my husband one night and I was like, I need to get up off this job. If I want to do what I love and live the life that I want to live, being there for my daughters, whenever I need to be there, being able to up and go and travel and just like literally, that's how I'm here in Orlando. 2 days ago, I decided, let me take my mama out of town real quick. And I can do that because
Yeah.
I'm doing what I, do. But it's like, yeah, I said, I just need to go. And my husband was like, okay. He's like, that's fine. When do you want to do it? And I was like, all right. And I kept, I had one date and then I got afraid. I was like, okay, I'm not going to be ready by that day. Then I pushed it back. And I had that date and I was like, nope, I don't think I'm going to be ready. I pushed it back. And I was like, you know what? Let me stop pushing it back because you're never ready. You're never
No.
ready. Like
No.
you're never completely ready.
No.
So I just went for it. I set a date and I stuck to that date. It was okay. I was like, July 15th, 2016 will be my last day. It was a Friday. I said, this will be my last day. Yep. I stuck to that date. I did a little family and friends funding, just to kind of get some, funds to start, getting my, licensing and my different like corporation fees, things like that I needed. And I just went for it. And
Yeah.
I said, all right, I gotta go because the only way I'm gonna grow in this is if I couldn't continue to sit in someone's cubicle every day from 9 to 5, and then as soon as I get off at 5, now I'm coming home to do this to almost midnight. It was just wearing me out. I said I can't do that. And so
But you had the
I went
support
for it.
system to be able to do that. You know, you
Yeah.
had the support system. So everybody's situation has to look different. Me, I wasn't going without a pension. I'm like, no, I know I need to go, and I know it's time to go, and I know it's getting close. But what can I
Yeah.
get when I go at 55? Okay, that's gonna be my day, and I did.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
you know, 2018. I said, okay, this is my last. I walked in that day, not changing my mind. The first day of school, I said, all right, and at the end of this school year, I'm retiring. And I was 55, May 29th, and June 1st, I was out. I mean, you know, and so you have to make that decision. But on International Women's Day, women have done a lot of things to be able to survive and to move their families to the next level. And, you know, I know for a fact that your girl's watching you. And that is your legacy. That's your next level. I mean, your daughters model, they act, they sing, they, you know, they do whatever it takes. So you're grooming and you're preparing the next generation to be entrepreneurs and to be self-sufficient because, you know, I had two younger sisters and you know, it was, we didn't have a brother. So my dad, he treated us like we were boys, like we were, you know, it wasn't rough and tough, but it was to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, to have that tenacity that no matter who you marry, and if something happens, you got to be able to move forward and do your own thing. So I see that in your girls. They doing it. They're out there in the world, you know, facing it, doing it. You're like, yay, here I am.
They're so fearless. They are like, I told myself, y'all are way different than I was at your age. Like, I wish I had what, you know, what you had and what you're doing. And I really told them both. I said, look, I don't believe being an entrepreneur is for everyone. It's not. I'm not one of these people that feel like everybody need to quit their job, because if everybody quit their job, who's gonna run these different businesses?
Who's gonna run it? Yeah, who's gonna do it?
Absolutely not. But I tell my girls, I say, I want you just to do what you love, whether that is being an entrepreneur or whether that is being someone's CEO or someone's director of. That's great too. As long as if you love it and you love what you do and you're happy, go for it. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That is awesome. That's awesome. K Carlton Inc. Those organizations who want to do events or having events, those women organization, you've cultivated your tribe all through COVID and all through the pandemic, and now you're ready to get out from just being online. I think we're going to be in both spaces now. Don't shut down your Facebook group. Keep it going, because you're going to need to continue to grow it. Don't do it. You're going to need the online space. But then if you decide, I want to have a VIP day, I want to have a VIP retreat weekend, or I want to have an intensive of some type, K Carlton Inc. reach out so that you can be on stage, you can relax and do your thing, and she could be cutting the lights and cueing the music, and is the lunch ready, and how did we do on registration and all that. She got you all covered all the way around. I love you. You know, I love you. And tell my cousin Scotty I said, no, it's not Scotty. I'm sorry. That's when he was little. Scott Carlton.
Right. He still go by Scotty. You know his daddy goes Scotty.
Scott Carlton, the artist. And I can't wait till his project is done. I can't wait. He's been talking about it. I can't wait till when it's ready. I'm gonna download it. I don't care what he's talking about. I'm gonna download it because I gotta do it. Me and his dad talked about it. He said, I don't know. I just want him to finish. I said, yeah, he gonna finish. Yes, he gonna do it. Yeah, Daddy, he gonna do it. So yeah, we're gonna do it. We're excited. KCarltonInc.com. Please reach out. Get ready. Your event planning extraordinaire. Follow her on social media. She's everywhere you want to be. Look at her beautiful pictures, her events, and all of that good stuff. And be blessed. Love you very much. You have a great evening.
Thank you so much for this. Love you.
No problem. Bye-bye. So it's been a fantastic evening. It's been a great day. International Women's Day, March 8th. Oh my goodness. So 2 reminders before we go. If you were on earlier, we're on to get the free download. It's only going to be good for 24 hours, where Monica Plachette has so many freebies for business owners. Be sure and go to solo.to. The bold check from earlier today. You can catch the replay over there on Facebook, as well as my YouTube channel. bit.ly/BK Royston on YouTube. So be sure and check that out. Now, it wouldn't be my show if I didn't give something away too. So go to beabookbusinessboss.com. If you have written a book and you want to see about how can I turn this book into a business? How can I turn this book into a brand and be a book business boss? Go to beabookbusinessboss.com, fill out that short form, and download your free copy of that ebook, beabookbusinessboss.com, and download that. If you want to have a discussion with me, talkwithroyston.com. Let's have a conversation about your book and about your business. If you want to connect them together, some people who reach out to me have a business already that needs a book. And some people have a book and then we turn it into a business. So reach out to me. Happy International Women's Day to everyone. Join me Sunday morning, 10 a.m. on envision-radio.com, where we live your best life, as well as that's my broadcast every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live your best life on envision-radio.com. And then check out my podcast, bookbusinessbosspodcast.com, where you can hear some phenomenal authors and their books that they have either recently released or getting ready to release something new. And we're going to talk about writing and books and all that good stuff. So envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. Live your best life, 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. Then after that is Miss Cheryl Underwood at 11 a.m. But envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk 24/7. Phenomenal music, as well as some awesome programming. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the author community. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Shaniqua Calhoun, for that shout out. Yes. I love to see when the ladies shine and they take it to the next level. I love it when we're able to work together and reach out to these phenomenal ladies that we had on this evening. I had Miss Charvette Mitchell get the website planner.biz, kcarltoninc.com, and then of course, get your blingbybrie.com if you're interested in that MLM or direct sales. Paparazzi, reach out to Miss Brianna Hogue. Please do so. I love you all, and you all be blessed. Have a phenomenal rest of the evening. I look forward to seeing you soon. Blessings, peace, and safety. Good night.